Hi everyone. I'm going to talk about this painting today by Keith Jacobshagen, and this is going to be the first over the course of maybe 5 more or so where I talk about how artists work from either nature or from real objects or real spaces, and how they take those real things and make artworks out of them. Almost anyone who comes into this particular gallery space, the Legacy Collection gallery space, will come to this painting and will say, "Oh, I love this painting." And it's easy to see why. I mean, it's a beautiful image. It's also very familiar for those of us who live here. The idea of, I don't think I even have to tell you that it's a winter sky. You know it's a winter sky. You can see the flat landscape with a grain elevator situated front and center in the distance. This actually is, Keith Jacobshagen works in Lincoln, Nebraska, so this is actually just outside of Lincoln, but it could be in Iowa, it could be in Minnesota, it could be in Missouri, South Dakota. We've seen this kind of an image, and that's partly why I think a lot of us really like it. And it's a beautiful sky. That's the thing that dominates the painting, is the sky, which must be 80 or 90% of the painting. It's also one of those paintings, when you get a little bit closer, you start to see all the care that Keith took with the details to make sure this wasn't just a grain elevator, flat land, beautiful sky. He has taken great care to put in little elements of smoke in the distance, little dots of pale yellow to show us where the lights are coming on as the sun is going down, little bits of vertical elements, towers in the distance. So it feels like a really real painting. And what's interesting about this is the way that Keith works. When he is going to do a landscape, he will commit to a certain place, and he will visit that place many times. Each time he creates small painted sketches, makes notes about the time of the day, what the weather was like, what the date was, and over the course of many visits to the same place, he creates a series of very similar but each unique views of this particular, in this case, the Havelock elevators, each particular scene. And so what we're looking at, even though it has this amazing sense of realness, is actually not real at all. He's taken clouds and sunset from one image and paired it with the way the land looked from a different image, and maybe the amount of lights and the details in the landscape came from another image. None of this ever actually existed just like this, except for in this final painting. But regardless of how Keith went about working on this image and creating this beautiful painting, the important thing is that we see something that we think is beautiful, something that we are going to fall in love with.